Hello everyone, welcome to a World of Warshiplets video, and in today's video we have the Tier 8 Tech Tree Japanese battleship, the Amagi. Now the Amagi is actually a ship I quite like, enough to have purchased the historical camo for it. So anyway, today's battle showcasing for a particular reason which will maybe become obvious during the course of the battle, but will definitely be obvious at the end of the battle, unless of course I give it away through my commentary. So the Amagi is a ship that I really did like the first time out. It's fast, it's got good guns, sure its armour isn't fantastic, but it is still a battleship and you can expect it to take a reasonable amount of punishment, although you wouldn't want to get in too close. However, since I have earned the Amagi, what has happened is that, to be fair, there's been a bit of power creep. So some of the other ships that are out there are just a little bit more formidable, even though they may be tier 8, than the Amagi. And there's one right there, which is the Roma. So here we are, we start out with the Roma. We put the we put our precise aiming on and see if we can get a second shot off before it expires. I might have to change the captain. No, we can't get a second shot off. I definitely do need to change the captain. Now we watch those shells go in, and as you can see, there's a few zeros there. Probably about a third of those shells basically bounced off the Roma's armour. So instead we'll go for this Iowa. We get the shells out, and yeah, we get about 4 hits and 4 reasonable penetrations. Back over to the Roma, basically just trying to knock this guy down a bit. And I really do need to change the captain skills. We get slammed, and we hit the Roma, and we get a reasonable number of hits on him. But still, yeah, there's a lot more bounces going on at the Roma side of things than I'm doing. So what we're going to do here is we are going to get hammered. Oh, here we go. We're trading shells with them. 4 hits. They don't tell us what those 4 hits did. But yeah, we've got other problems over here. We've got ourselves a destroyer. We see if we can hit him with secondaries. He's a bit out of range. We put our primaries on, and we get our precise aiming, and we get a reasonable number of hits on him. And as I say with destroyers, just knock them back far enough that they're scared to come close. Knock them back far enough and the secondaries become a real threat, and you know, at a distance they're not quite the same problem. What happens then is they tend to stand off, shoot torpedoes and take the odd pot shot from a distance. We fire into the smoke. It's a bit of a desperate last stand. It's 1 ship down on each side. We're holding that centre cap, although I think that Roma is probably punishing that poor battleship down there. At the far end we have a destroyer doing pretty good service by himself, and the Kagero, the destroyer, is gone, which is a bit of a relief because that's the enemy down to 0 destroyers. We've still got 1 left, and that 1 destroyer must be having a pretty good time hiding at the far end of the map. Unfortunately for this, unfortunately for this ship, there are just too many of us, and the Cleveland's gone. So I'm hoping that one of those ships goes and takes that cap, because it's going to take an awful long time for me to get there. But in the meantime, we need to get back into the fight. We have taken a lead, so we've lost 1 ship still. The destroyer that was lost right at the start of the map. We've lost a 2nd ship, our Alabama. Hopefully that Alabama took a lot of yeah, caused a lot of pain on the way out. He's a fairly good long-range ship, good dispersion, precise aiming, and from what I remember, he actually had the ice hockey camo. What's happening here is we're taking a cap, which is good. We've taken the A cap, but we've lost the middle cap. But we are ahead on points, and I'm hoping this Wichita doesn't do something stupid. In fact, it would be very nice if you just went and hid behind the island, because at the moment we are winning on points. We've got 1 minute and 30 left in the game. We've been driven pretty hard out of position, trying to avoid being hammered too badly by the Roma, and trying to deal with that Kagero. And as you can see, we've got a couple of nasty little bounces there. And I think you probably, if you haven't guessed it already, the theme of this video is that the Amagi is actually a nice ship, except it's been horribly power creeped. So I think this little cruise is a much better deal. Unfortunately, we hit the island, so we get one decent hit on him. And unfortunately he's out of secondary range, but maybe I'm glad he's out of secondary range. We take a reasonable punishing. We cook off our last heal. 45 seconds, that's 2 salvos left. And he has got rapid reload. And, okay, then I take it all back. Okay, Amagi's guns are fairly good. But when you get enough support, the New Orleans goes down and we roll the enemy team at the final pip. I just want to make sure that I don't accidentally become more scores on the enemy scoreboard. 8 hits out of 10, knocking a fair chunk of health, yeah, off that North Carolina. So he'll survive the game, but yeah, fairly tense beginning with the Roma. So those Romas are pretty ferocious. They do have a precise aiming, they have fairly good dispersion, they have great armour, they have reasonable speed, and they have a rapid reload, and that rapid reload guarantees you get 2 precise aiming shots. So there you go. 54,000 damage, puts me at the middle of the pack, but on that screen, have a look at the Roma, 103,000. It really is like a different tier ship. I have got a video tier 8.5 for the Roma, and what I'm finding is that generally they do get at the top of the pack, so it is a fairly powerful ship. Anyway, that was the theme of the video. The Amagi is still a good ship, but by crikey, it's got some serious competition out there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.